What's going on, YouTube? We are back. We are live. It is your boy Zulu Gullah. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Um, we probably will go about 15 minutes, but this had came across my timeline, and I remember going on a panel same time last year. You know, these females they had they whole platform based around trying to say how violent black men are toward black women, and they go on a rant. And somehow, some way, I was able to make it up on the panel. And I got kicked off because, they didn't allow us to really talk or get into a conversation. But their whole premise was that black men in general, committing all this violence against black women, and that you need to leave Blackistan. I know y'all have heard that before, and you need to date out and stuff like that. So nobody has ever really looked at how often you deal with the female predator. Nobody, men get accused of being predators all the time, but nobody has really zeroed in on the female predator. I have been done so. I have done so long ago that to the point to where, um, all the men who ever complained about bad divorces and child custody situations and child support and stuff like that, even when you had the height of guys constantly complaining about that, I had always zeroed in on the female predator. I always knew females were out to get men to use men. I've always known that, and especially growing up in the streets, hustling and stuff like that, you will watch how the females would mess with the dudes who seemed to be hot at the moment, had the most, and run from dude to dude. Um, so it's been going on for a long time. The gold digger is a female predator. Um, there's not much. There's not much room, space, and a difference between a woman's hypergamy and her survival tactics that can turn very negative, and she can convert into a female predator. You know, that's why I be telling y'all. When y'all be saying stuff like hypergamy, and y'all talk about a term like that, and y'all generalize it so much. Me, I don't really generalize something like that because I know hypergamy can be broken down into different types of hypergamy. Um, and that's very important for y'all to understand. Like you have good hypergamy, you have bad hypergamy, you have extreme hypergamy, right? And gold diggers was probably the first form of female predators. Um, and look at look at all of these men that get divorce raped, like Tyrese now being a good example. He's starting to really get a dose of the red pill. Like he's really in a form of red pill rage. Um, if you notice it, if you pay attention to it, he's in a form of red pill rage, and watch him go through his phase. Right, he seems a little still passive aggressive, but he's been like it for so long. But he'll come out of it. He's really starting to, what I'm saying, to really develop some pizzazz about himself. But when you look out into the world and you look at how men have been dumb, men have been just playing this vulnerable position of caring for women and looking at women in a certain light, giving them special treatment similar to what you give kids versus treating them like adults and requiring them to work and earn. Men have been stupefied for the longest into just letting women have their way, and now it's like it's full blown, like just blatantly they out to get you. And in some cases, you're gonna wind up being done real bad. Now, the lady in the image, all those passport ridiculers and stuff like that, women talking about, that you go overseas and not come back and this will happen to you, that'll happen to you. Well, there's so many women over here drugging and scamming and robbing dudes and getting dudes killed that I can tell you is happening less overseas when you go overseas. And, it's done escalated to things like this. I do not get high. Uh, if I'm drinking, I got some wine or some vodka, and I'm inside the house, and I haven't drank no more than a shot or a sip here and there within the last 4 months, somewhere in that range. I know I just went recently. I know I just went recently, almost 3 months without drinking. What's going on, Starwind? What's up with it? But I can't smoke weed. I am not a weed smoker. I can't smoke anything. My body just don't allow me to do certain things. I'm one of those people that I get affected real bad when I do something to my body that I'm not supposed to do. Um, yeah, 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 definitely. But when I go places, like when I go places, especially now that I go to Africa and stuff, I'm pretty much in control at all times. And I'm not. Y'all know my streams on the nightlife. I know I don't like the nightlife. I don't like bars, clubs, pubs, dives, unless it's early in the day with good food. Uh, I really don't like concerts like that. I mean, there's something about the nighttime. There's something about me understanding the dating market, the dating scene, and seeing people doing things that they think is the way to do things, and it's actually in reverse. And I started to make it make sense. Like, how does a suitable, stable partner or counterpart be found out at night where people are frolicking and getting high and getting drunk? And then you wonder why you get cheated on, or you wonder why somebody is playing you. It's weird. You go to try to get the good from the bad, right? And then you wind up in situations with women like in the image. Okay. Now they don't necessarily have to drug you or put you in a situation where you're getting robbed or at gunpoint, at knife point, possibly murdered. They are still predatory because they seek out men to get things from in some shape, form, or fashion with no intentions of really liking you, caring for you, wanting to be a helpmate to you, and help build with you. It's all about I need somebody who can do this for me and that for me. And usually they're juggling different men trying to see which man is going to outdo the other and who has the most. You know, um, talking to these women throughout YouTube on panels, having discussions with them and stuff like that. Most of them, not only are they whores, most of them are predators in some shape, form, or fashion. So guys got to learn, man. Like, you got to learn. These are reasons why you don't date. You don't know the person, but your dating is I'm gonna spend money to get to know you. So I'm required to spend money and to do things and to come up with activities and stuff to get to know you when I can just talk to you on the phone, FaceTime you, and text and see how much you respond and how much effort that you put into it and earn. So that determines that, first and foremost, you ain't got nothing going on with other men and that I am primary. I'm number one from the very beginning, right? And you putting in the work. Then you start earning stuff like that. But You know, I would never get married over here in the US. I'm never getting married over here in the US. So if you want to deal with a modern Western woman and you think she's good enough to date, by all means go ahead. But I have told you what you should do. But I've also told you that you must identify the hoe. And I also told you as of today that you need to understand the different levels of the female predator, okay? Because they are chameleons, they are serial daters, foodies. They juggle different men for various reasons based upon what each man has and how what type of criteria that each man carries. Um, so they run from man to man. Like I said, you don't necessarily have to be set up in a situation where your life is in danger, stuff like that. They have other lower level and mid level ways of being a predator. So understand that. Understand the chameleon is a predator. Understand bait and switch is predatory. Understand paternity fraud is predatory. Understand um, that you know no fault divorce is predatory. Understand seeking child support out of malice is predatory. You got to know these things. Understand a woman dating you and dating different dudes and hiding it is predatory. You got to understand these things, right? Cheating is predatory. It's predatory because they want to cheat on you, but they don't want to break up with you. They want to keep using you and still have the other dude. It's predatory, right? Know the nature of the predator. You got to protect yourself out here. Me not dating, me not doing nothing with American women outside if I have the free time to have some fun and I say it loud and clear and they can say yes or no. And I don't care if they say no, I will get in my car and go home and turn on Netflix, turn on the TV. I'll drink me some water, you know, I'll eat me some snacks. I'm telling you, I don't care. I have nothing to prove. I am not making an effort. I got shit to do, and I'm gonna do the shit by myself. And they are not going to help. They do not build. They take. They take and they use and they consume. It is very few of them that will be a helpmate to you and help you build. Most of them are predators. They're looking for you to do everything for them and that they can do what they want when they feel like it, but yet you're never supposed to stop doing what they want you to do for them. And that's predatory in itself. And this is going to continue to happen, especially with inflation, with things getting more expensive, hard to keep up with if you're not a hard worker, if you're not diligent, consistent, and if you don't know how to do a process of elimination from bad habits. Like at a time right now, it's no time to be doing a lot of shopping. It's not a time to be trying to go out every weekend. It's not a time to even be social like that. You need to be going to work, going home, staying in the house, going no further to the gym, and finding out the easy, free, peaceful things to do in the daytime in life right now. Those are the most important things. If you still trying to go out into the night, shop till you drop, pop a pill, pop a Zanny, drink, smoke, you know, um, try to run into something in the club late at night, you're gonna get what you asked for. You know, you're gonna get what you asked for. I know some people recently left a party, had a wreck, caught a DUI, got locked up. You know, this the nightlife. This you running into chicks in this image. in the nightlife, even trying to pump and dump. You may run into a chick like this. And these dudes is out here telling you date, 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 date. You know, here's the, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this continuously. You're not supposed to marry them. You're not supposed to live with them. You're not supposed to invest in them. But you're supposed to stay here and deal with them and pump and dump 'em. But then when you tell these guys I'm passporting, they get mad. What do you want me to do? You want me to stay with these women? I can't do nothing that I'm supposed to do with a woman. I can't build a family and be stable, you know. But yeah, I'm still supposed to just deal with them the best way I can deal with them. And if I get mad and tell you I'm getting a passport and getting out of here, the dudes get mad and the chicks get mad, right? And then the chicks also talk about, well, this is gonna happen to you when you go overseas. That's gonna happen. Shit's gonna happen to you right here. Y'all been doing that shit to us already, right? And that's what nobody is saying. Y'all been doing this shit to us already. You know, um, predators are abusers. Verbal abuse is predatory. Shaming is predatory. You know, I mean, a woman in her mouth, you know how she runs her mouth, tells business and taunts and stuff like that. It's predatory. See, I don't tolerate none of that stuff. I don't tolerate none of that stuff no more. And I don't deal with none of that stuff no more. That's why I bust my ass. I take care of my business. You know, I take care of myself. I do everything I need for myself. And when it's time to take a break, I'm out of here. I'm getting on a flight. Simple as that. Now, when I get on a flight, I don't go places that a lot of black men are going. You know, one, because I'm good at projections. You know, back in 2020 when guys was flying down to DR in Colombia in Brazil, I said I'm going somewhere else because they're gonna blow the spot up. And then when the spot got blown up, first thing they do is blame Pookie and Ray Ray. Pookie and Ray Ray don't have passports. You niggas went down there with y'all's mentalities and behavior. That same mentality and behavior that y'all have over here that spoiled these women, then y'all started spoiling those women. It's a good thing that you caught yourselves, but you still ain't blamed yourselves and got your shit straight. Keep trying to point the finger at Pookie and Ray Ray. You know, and the few of those dudes who lost their lives or got drugged, uh, especially in Colombia, it's because they do the same shit there when they do in America. You just go wide open to these women and you just let them see and do everything instead of you having some type of self control and selectiveness. How you go about doing what you need to do, right? So we'll get into that, man. How to move overseas because I done already done it for y'all successfully twice already. You know, like I said, I had it mapped out and projected even before I went. I wouldn't have done it if I didn't plan it before I went. I wouldn't have known it would have worked. I really thought it out. You know, how to move, what to do, how to stay sober, you know what I'm saying, how to act, carry myself, my mannerisms, try to adjust to the customs and the ways of what people do, always being courteous and grateful and saying thank you as I move about and interact with people, you know, and let people see that I'm learning and that I'm taking in things to learn and I'm asking questions. You know, even if you don't speak the language, if people see that you're trying to learn and that you're appreciating the culture, you know, and you're pointing and asking questions and shaking your head yes and saying thank you on a regular basis and enjoying yourself, you know, that's just as good as learning the language. It'll keep you safe. It'll keep you around good people and it'll keep people pointing you in the right direction. And never once did I go to a club since I've been in Ethiopia. Never once did I go to a club. Never once was I out past 10 or 11 o'clock. If I was out that late, I was in a taxi on the way back to where I stay at. Simple. I'm not gonna wind up definitely set up, especially with like a woman in the image here. This is increasing. These women are desperate. They don't want to work. They don't want to listen to a man. They don't want to get up under the helm of a man, a real man. I was talking to a chick the other day, a little young chick, and I was like, you know, what kind of dudes y'all got? Y'all got dudes who don't pay rent. And it's like, where the guys that pay rent at? I was like, well, it's because you choose not to mess with that dude. There's plenty of guys that pay rent. You can live rent free. But then if you live rent free, you have to stack your money. You can't spend your money because y'all gonna need that money later for a power move. But she's asking where the guys that pay rent at. I'm just dumbfounded when it comes to the selection process out here. Just dumbfounded. But that's kind of getting off topic. I just want you guys to be safe, man. I want you guys to recognize predatory behavior and call that shit out. I call that shit out. You know, I let chicks know, man. You have to use somebody. You ain't gonna do right. You know, you can't deal with no one dude. You can't clean up your act, get rid of all the other dudes, and just deal with one dude. Submit to that dude that's got a plan, that's actually executing, and fall in line with that structure. Um, they can't do that, man. So they get desperate and they resort to what the lady in the image is doing. And the lady in the image probably could have got her a guy with some money. She didn't look too bad. Could have got her a guy with some money that probably would take care of her, take her in and take care of her. But you got to follow the rules. You know, yeah, asking for rent money, right? I'm not talking about paying their rent where they live, even though we got a no cohabitation policy. Like I talked about it in the aspect of if you were to live with a man and the man would be paying rent, you would be basically rent free, but you would have to cooperate, do teamwork and group economics together. And your money, it wasn't going to be, my exact words was, it's not going to be your money is your money and my money is our money. No, our money is our money. And when I pay for the rent, when I pay for all the water, the lights, the cable, uh, all those things, you're supposed to buy food. You're supposed to be saving most of your money. You're not spending all your money on hair, nails, and clothes and shopping. You're supposed to be saving your money. You're supposed to be also putting a lot of money back. What you would normally spend on a car payment or your rent, own rent, and the other bills or half the rent, you would convert that money into our retirement. Yeah. So that's what I explained. That's how I broke it down to him. But yeah, paying, yeah, we don't you don't pay rent on the house you don't live in. Never do that. Never do that. Never do that. Unless you just got total control of a situation or something like that, and you gotta like it. But you got a lot of power going along with that money. Then that may be a little different. Um, maybe a little different. But however, we live in a nation of 304s and female predators. These females are dangerous. And in closing, I want to explain how dangerous they are. Like I said, this time last year, I broke up with a girl and I went straight to Ethiopia, right? And I told you about the situation where I was basically in a standoff with another dude because of a chick. This chick is supposed to be my girlfriend, but the ancestors and the Heavenly Father looked out for me to expose this chick. Going into a bowling alley with her on a date. Another dude coming out with a chick sees her. He gets pissed, stops in place, stands in place, probably stands in place, probably close to a minute, pacing kind of side to side, looking back and forth, holding his chin, angry at her. He's angry at my supposed to be girlfriend walking into the bowling alley with me. You see what I'm saying? See, they're dangerous in that way too. They could be messing with another dude, lying to another dude, and he find out, he go off, and you in a physical altercation or a homicide. Because people playing games like that. I've had a situation where I broke up with an ex. We were still living together. I was supposed to be moving out. She thought that the respect factor could go to zero, and she tried to bring a guy into a house that I still pay for. Uh, I'm still paying the mortgage. This is a house I had built. She thought she was gonna bring a guy into that house, even though we were broke up and I was moving out. You know, and this guy took off running once he realized he came to my house when I was there. He took off running, and she would not come inside. She stood outside to ensure his safety, and I had her father come and remove her from that house after that day. These females are dangerous, man, and nobody holds them accountable. They play all kinds of games. You know, they have other personalities and characterizations. When you're not around them, their behavior change. They're not on their best behavior when you're not around them. And they say and do a lot of stuff that creates a lot of mess and mischief. And somebody can get hurt. It's not just as much as having a conversation no more. It's not about going on panels no more. It's not dating coaching no more. Uh, it's not game coaching no more in certain degrees and aspects. This is a different type of game that I'm telling y'all in this stream. We talking about real game, not the bullshit game. You know, there is a clip. I think Average Man Unplugged played it where he showed Antoine Daniels just saying that you just need to leave black women alone. They have become the enemy. You need to find other women and start fresh and start your communities with other women. They still talking that community talk. I really ain't on that community talk like that. But I'm advocating for y'all. I mean, eventually, if enough of us hit the reset button, uh, definitely if you follow that passport bro escape package and set up shop elsewhere, then eventually you'll build another black community. But for right now, like I ain't on that type of time. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get the word out there to y'all so y'all understand. Oh yeah, he went in. Google, I mean, search it in YouTube. Probably go back and look at Average Man Unplugged's last 3 or 4 streams or clips. But anyway, it'll pop up. Yeah, yeah. He just said, man, black women are the enemy. He said, leave them alone. Don't fuck with them. He said, get your woman from another community, start fresh, start elsewhere. And see, I was looking at Dr. Umar being on this. I forgot that they're kind of new. These new podcasters. I'll get the name of them, man. But he's been on their stream. He's been on their podcast for 2, 3 days now, and he had a debate about with them about what black men should be doing as far as to save the community. Going back and forth like finger pointing, gender war, and all that other shit. I'm just like, oh my god. You know, I might have to do a breakdown of this shit, man. Unpack that shit. I might have to do that. But anyway, yeah. Let me get the names and stuff right, man. That podcast is kind of new to me. I've been seeing it, but I don't mess with it too much. When they be having these conversations with these women, I just be skipping over that shit now, man. I be like, man, y'all niggas wasting y'all time. You know? Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, he go hard. And see, look, here's the thing, Starwin. They always come to the conclusions that we have already told them a year ago or more, longer than that. It takes them all this time to get to the conclusions that we have been known and been expressed to each other here. Yeah. And you're saying he says so much in that it's like, okay, leave them alone. What did I tell y'all? Stop dating. Just had a stream the other day. Stop DMing them, paying them any attention. Uh, stop listening to them. We was doing streams like that months ago. Stop listening to them. Stop talking to them. Just stop. We've been saying stop dating for 2, 3 years now, right? And then boom, I've always been in support of the passport. I've been in support of passport for 3 years as well. So we're telling guys to get the passport. Then he says, "Well, go to find women of another community and start fresh and build another community with them because you can't do it with black women in America. They are the enemy." It's it, and that's it. We've been said it. We have been said it over here. Everybody is starting to come around to what we have all been talking about over here. What's been expressed over here for over 3 years. Everybody's starting to come around to it. But it's time to end, fellas. I appreciate y'all coming through. Um, yeah. So I got some more stuff coming from y'all. I got it, already stored. I'm gonna start formatting it, and then I'll put the stream up. So we good over here, man. We good. It's about to get. Oh, excuse me. It's about to get great, man. It's about to get great, man. So everything we've been saying, man, has been coming to pass. So let's just not be amused or amazed. Let's just keep watch. Let's just keep watch. But it's your boy Zulu Gullah again, man. I'm out, man. Y'all be safe, and we shall talk again.